Selamat sejahtera to my beloved lecturer Puan Diana Arbi. My name is Vinoshan son of Madison and my metric number is 19DDT21F1015 and I am from class DDT3B. Today, I'll be explaining in detail regarding my problem-based task 1 for switching essential. So let us start off with our first question, question 1. So as you can see, this is our section A, question 1, and this is my question, PBT question. And this is my Cisco Packet Tracer platform, which I'll be using to do all the configurations and also including developing the topology for question 1. So as we can see in this question, it is regarding configure router on a stick inter VLAN routing. So this picture below is the topology which is given in order to solve question 1. So in order for us to build this topology given here, we need to know what are the types of required resources that we need and also the type of ports, cables we need in order to form and develop a complete topology. So now let's have a look at the required resources that we need in order to do this topology. So the required resources, there we need one switch, we need one router, and we also need two PCs. So the type of switch that we need is Cisco 2960. The type of router that we need is Cisco 2811, but I will not be using Cisco 2811 router today because Cisco 2811 router does not consist gigabit Ethernet port, whereas Cisco 2911 router consists of gigabit Ethernet ports that we need to solve this question. So I'll be using Cisco 2911 instead of using Cisco 2811 today. And we also need two PCs. So let us start off by adding in and inserting the switch. So we need a 2960 switch. So I will change this switch name to switch 1. And then we need to add in a 2911 router. I will change this to router 1. And we also need to add another two PCs. This PC will be named as PC1 and the other PC will be named as PC3. And now we have already complete our topology half. We have to in order to complete the full topology, we need to connect every single devices to the correct cable, using the correct cable and also using and inserting inside the correct port. So in this topology, we will be using copper straight through cable. So from router 1, we will be connecting gigabit Ethernet 0/0 to switch 1, connecting to gigabit Ethernet 0/1. So as we can see, the router cable which is connecting to switch 1, the link light is still in red. But once we have done the configuration, the link light will turn to green and the state will be up. So now from PC1 to switch 1, from PC1, we will be connecting fast Ethernet 0. Why we are connecting PC1 to fast Ethernet 0 is because PC1, there is no specific interface which is given in the question. So that means that we can use any types of interface to connect to switch 1. So in this case, I'll be using fast Ethernet 0 to connect to switch 1. And in switch 1, we will connect to fast Ethernet 0/11. And from switch 1, we will be connecting to switch 3. We will be connecting to PC3 using fast Ethernet 0/6, and we will connect to PC3 using fast Ethernet 0. Why we are connecting PC3 to fast Ethernet 0 is because PC3 also there is no specific port which is or port or interface which is given in the question. So I will be taking fast Ethernet 0. So now we have completed the topology in full, where we have already inserted all the correct required resources accordingly. And also we have used the correct cables to connect to every single connect ports of every single device. Now let's proceed by the next step. The next step is to add in or fill in the details in PC1 and PC3, such as IPv4 address, subnet mask, and also default gateway. So let us start with PC1. So referring to the addressing table which is given in this question, in PC1, you will have to go to IP configuration, and then IPv4 address, we will have to enter the IPv4 address for PC1, which is 172.17.10.10. And the subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. And the default gateway will be the default gateway will be 172.172.17.10.1. So let us check again whether if we have entered all the details correctly for PC1. So the IP address is 172.117.10.10, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway is 172.17.10.1. So we have correctly entered the details for PC1. Now let's proceed to PC3 by entering the details such as IPv4 address, subnet mask, and also the default gateway. So we will have to go to IP configuration. We'll have to enter the IPv4 address for PC3, which is 172.17.30.10. The subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway will be 172.17.30.1. So let us cross check again with the addressing table. For PC3, the IP address is 172.17.30.10. The subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway is 172.17.30.1. So we have entered the details correctly. Now let's proceed with the next procedure, which is to add the VLANs to a switch. So first of all, we have to create VLAN 10 and VLAN 30 in switch 1. So we will do that first. So we'll have to go to CLI, and then switch. We start off with enable command, and then configure terminal, and then host name S1. And then we will configure we will assign and create the VLAN 10 and VLAN 30 in switch 1. So we will start off with VLAN 10 first. So VLAN 10 and name VLAN 10. Okay, and then exit. And then we will put VLAN 30 and name VLAN 30. Okay, and the next that we have to do is to assign the port connected to PC1 to VLAN 10, and also assign the port connected to PC3 to VLAN 30. So that's what we are going to do right now. So in order to do that, we will have to exit. So now we will enter interface F0/11. Why we are entering interface F0/11? Because PC1 to S1 is connected via F0/11. So that's why we are using F0/11 to uh, connect VLAN 10 into this interface. Okay. So next is switch port access, and then switch port access VLAN. Sorry, switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, now we will be doing the we will be connecting VLAN 30 into F0/6, into interface F0/6. So first we will enter interface F0/6. Why we are entering F0/6 is because we from switch 1 to PC3 is being connected via F0/6. So that's why we are entering F0/6 so that we can connect VLAN 30 into that particular interface. So then next we will have to put in switch port access, and then switch port, oops, sorry, switch port access, and then switch port access VLAN 30. Okay, so we are done. So now we have to exit. Okay, now in order to see what we have done in total, we can show VLAN brief. So VLAN brief. So as you can see, this is our VLAN in brief. So as you can see here, VLAN 10 is already connected to F0/11 and VLAN 30 is already connected to F0/6. So we have already done for the assigned VLANs to the ports. So after we have done this, the next step that we have to do is to test the connectivity between PC1 and PC3. So how are we going to test the connectivity between PC1 and PC3 is we are going to use their default gateway for both the PCs, and we are going to ping the default gateway into the particular PCs. So what we are going to do now is we are going to ping default gateway of PC1 into PC3's command prompt, and we are going to ping default gateway of PC3 into the command prompt of PC1. So let us start with PC1, where we will ping we will ping the default gateway of PC3. Okay, so let's ping before ping 172.17.30.1. So the ping will show request timeout. That means the ping is failed. So the ping is request timeout, so it is failed. Now let's do it in PC3. we will be pinging PC1's default gateway. So ping 172.17.10.1. So this one also we will get request timeout, the ping will fail. So the ping shows request timeout and the ping is failed. So now next, our procedure is part 2, where we have to configure the sub interfaces. So first we will configure sub interfaces on router 1 using the 802.1q encapsulation. So we will create the sub interface of G0/0.10. Okay, so let's go into our router first, and then let's refer to the addressing table as well. So let's go to the CLI. Okay, and then enable configure terminal host name R1. Okay, so now we will configure interface G0/0.10. So interface G0/0.10. Okay, and then encapsulation dot 1q, and then IP address 172.1.17.10.1, and we also have to enter the subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0. So let us cross check again whether we have entered it correctly or not. 172.17.10.0. So we have entered it correctly. So that is for interface G0/0.10. Now we have to do for interface G0/0.30. So in G0/0.30, encapsulation dot 1q 30, and then we have to enter the IP address, which is 172.17.30.1, and the subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0. Oops, sorry, IP address 172.17.30.1 and 255.255.255.0. Okay, so we have done for both the interfaces, which is G0/0.10 and G0/0.30. Now the next step is to verify the configuration. So to verify the configuration, let's see first. And now we will show IP in brief. So IP in brief. Okay, so this is the IP in brief. Okay, so now we have to verify, we have to enable the G0/0 interface before we do this show IP in brief. Okay, so um, so interface G0/0 and no shutdown. Okay, so now we have to verify the configuration. We have to show IP in brief to see what is done. So, so now we can see that it is all of it is up. Okay. Now we can see that the link light, which is from router 1 to switch, which was just now down and the link light was red, is now turned to state up and the link light is in green. So now let's test the connectivity with inter-VLAN routing. So we need to ping PC1 and PC3 using the default gateway as well. Okay, so okay, and okay, so now let's test the connectivity for PC1. We will ping PC3's default gateway ping 172.17.30.1. So the ping will still fail. It will still show request timed out. Okay, so the ping still failed for PC3's default gateway. So we will ping PC1, PC1's default gateway, which is 172.17.10.1. We will still get request timeout and the ping will still fail. So the ping still failed and the ping still shows that request is timed out. Okay. So now we will go to part 3, which is trunking. So first we will do enable trunking. Okay, so first we will do enable trunking. So we will go to switch 1, and in switch 1, we will enable and then configure terminal, and then um, int G0/1 and switch for mode. So now once we have done this, we will have to show interface trunk. So let us do that first. Exit it and show interface trunk. As we can see, this is the interface trunk. Okay. So then after that, we need to test the connectivity between PC1 and PC3 to see whether the ping is successful or the ping will fail. So now we will in PC1 we will be using PC3's default gateway to ping in PC1's command prompt, and in PC3 we will use PC1's default gateway to ping in PC3's command prompt. So first of all, we will ping PC3's default gateway in PC1's command prompt, which is ping 172.17.30.1. So the pinging is successful. So as you can see, the pinging is successful. The pinging is successful. And now we will do for PC3. In PC3, we will ping PC1's default gateway, which is ping 172.17.10.1, and the pinging will be successful. So the ping is successful. So that is all for question one of problem-based task uh, for today. Thank you.